Hi Gemini, and welcome to your reading. So this is a bit of a different and unique reading that I normally do. I'm going to do a full reading. However, while I'm doing that reading, Gemini, I want you to decide which statue you are being most drawn to. Divine Feminine, Mother Earth Gaia, the angel, Buddha, or the divine masculine, because each one of these statues represents a doorway for you, a potential doorway for all Geminis. The one you are most attracted to is your highest potential, which means based on your current life and choices and circumstances, you're on the trajectory to go through that door, okay? Now, in saying that, Gemini, you may need to go through one door to get to the other door, okay? So when I'm pulling the cards for the actual doorways, I highly suggest that you sit through it all because it's part of the whole reading, and the one that you're most attracted to is your highest potential right now as you are watching this video. But you have potential for the others as well, okay? Just really want to iterate that. So Gemini, I'm going to start this off with some dice to get a sense of the situation for you and, you know, the potential doorway that's opening for you and why. Okay, so we have the Moon and the Six of Swords. So Gemini, this coming out to start the reading, you know, the Moon, it can definitely indicate some heavy energy, some heavy emotions, just feeling dark, feeling down, really inside yourself, or just struggling to emotionally cope with different experiences and things going on in your reality. And now, Gemini, this here, the Six of Swords, this is like your freedom, your passage to smoother waters, calmer emotions, easier situations, okay? And this doorway, this reading, Gemini, is talking about, you know, starting in July, but out for the next 3 months. So all the way through September, this energy is speaking to you and the doorway that you are stepping through. Oh, nice. Look at that. This is what's next. The Magician with the Ace of Cups. So, Gemini, it is time for real connections in your life, especially in regards to love and romance, or a strengthening or new magic, new ignition to existing relationships. This coming out next. I like that. Yeah. So if we're feeling lonely, rejected, just kind of the lone wolf, okay, Gemini, that's shifting regardless of what doorway you're going through, okay? It's for you guys, and I'm seeing this as a common theme like throughout all of my readings that I've been doing for July so far, is like this intense need and desire for healing and connection and true intimacy, heart and soul connection in all relationships, friendships, romantic ships, family relationships. And Gemini, that is so strong in your reading, where it's time for the relationships and connections that really drain you and bring you down and don't really add to you and help elevate you and push you forward on your journey. It's time for those situations to become more of the background, and people who are really on your side, really on your team, truly love you, honor you. It's time for those relationships to become stronger. And some of you, there is new companions coming in, okay? Some of you, this feels like very spiritually based, like spiritual companions, and others of you, this feels more like romance, okay? Now, the last pairing of dice is the Eight of Swords with the Six of Cups. Listen, Gemini, the Eight of Swords is all about restrictions, blockage, barrier, not being able to see, not being able to understand, but sitting on top of the Six of Cups, to me, this is talking about some of those connections that need to get out of your life, that you need to put a barricade around yourself and protect yourself from, even if they've been with you for a long time, or if you've been in like this hope of a reconciliation with somebody who was terrible to you, and you have this hope and desire that, you know, they have changed and all of that, Spirit's coming through and saying, you know what, it's going to take a lot of life experience to change somebody. And if they were terrible to you the first time around, whether it's a friend, family, or romance, Gemini, they're not going to be better to you the second time around. Like, not enough life and time has passed. So those of you where you've really just kind of been struggling emotionally and holding on to hope of, you know, some connection that is no longer present with you, that treated you terribly, it's time to really let that go and not wish for that energy back into your life, because you don't realize in doing so, like, you're wishing for the person, right? That's your thought about it. But with that person comes the energy and experience, and you don't want that. That's what you want to get away from. And if you've been, you know, wishing and praying and doing all you can do, and this person isn't coming back in, that's Spirit protecting you, because they give you the same song and dance as they always have before, which will only be detrimental and harmful to you. So those of you where you're hoping for reconciliation in a situation where they were terrible to you, it's time to just kind of set that aside and let Spirit handle that, and open yourself up to, you know, the real magic and love that's trying to come into your reality. You don't need to be a lone wolf. There's good friends, there's good romance out there, there's supportive connections that are available to you. And this, over the next 3 months, Gemini, that's really highlighted for you guys, is coming into real, true, strong connections and strengthening of the ones that are real in your life, and letting the rest just fade away. And that brings you a lot of happiness. Your, you know, cup overfloweth, your heart overflows with joy. And with the Magician, there's some magic to that, okay? But especially in romance, Gemini, those people who are just in and out, play with your heart, do you terribly, it's time to not put thought and emotion energy into the reconciliation of that. It's time to focus on healing you and opening your heart to real connections, because you know, as you do that, the people that come in, it doesn't replace the people that are no longer there. But when you are creating connections that are very honoring of you, that love you, that support you, those negative connections you aren't going to desire back so much, because as you are loved, honored, and supported, you come into a deeper recognition of how terribly those people treated you in the past, and they're not really, you know, it's not good for them to be in your reality if they can't treat you the way you deserve. And so some of you, I feel, have tolerated far more than you can handle emotionally from, you know, different connections in your life. And it's time to kind of take a stand and say, okay, Spirit, what do you got for me? I open myself. I let go what needs to leave, so that what is truly honoring for me can come in. That's what I see here, Gemini. Big, strong emphasis around your connections, relationships, and emotions. So let's pull some more cards. All right, so we have the Seven of Pentacles sitting on top of the Six of Swords and the Moon. So you may feel like no matter what you do, nothing shifts, nothing changes, like you just can't get over this hump. But again, Gemini, it's like Spirit's leading you back to, what are you asking for? Are you asking for real, true connections? Or are you asking for those real, true connections and people you already know but don't offer it? Because if they don't offer it, that's not part of who they are at this time. That's not part of their energy. So you will spin your wheels, all right? Let that go, so that people who do honor and love you can thrive and shine in your life more than anything else. And don't lose heart that you know, can't connect with people, or, you know, because all of us have like a lot of people we know, right? But very few of us have people that know us and we consider our people. And Gemini, it's time for you to have a really good team on your side, even if you're kind of losing faith and hope and heart that that would ever happen for you. It will, okay? And yeah, because Four of Cups now sitting on top of the Ace with the Magician, yeah, you've really kind of starting to lose faith. Like maybe some of you have even really disconnected yourself and become reclusive because you're just sick of the drama, you're sick of the games, you just want realness. Nice. Here's the Six of Swords again. So you've got that twice in your reading, Gemini. You have it in your dice at the start, and you have it in the card at the end. So I know no matter which doorway is meant for you up here, your highest potential, Gemini, you are moving on to smoother waters, especially emotionally. And I see in here many of you kind of lose heart, lose faith in, you know, connections, in the magic of the universe. But it's there, and it's time for that to come back into your life, like big time. It's time for you to be happy. It's time for, you know, you to feel like you don't always have to watch your back or feel like people are truly on your team and not just your friend to your face, but then talking behind your back. Like none of that. It's you deserve true, real connections, Gemini, and that's so strong in your reading, and that's where Spirit's trying to lead you. But there's some things, connections of the past that you've really got to get into a place of acceptance in your heart and just tell yourself they're not in my life because they don't have the capacity to love and honor me the way I deserve right now. And that's the truth. And you know, time and distance changes a person, but you've got to let Spirit really work on them, and they've got to go through some life before they can truly change their core behavior, because anybody that treats you terribly, they treat everybody terribly, including themselves, and it's often just a big facade that they put on, okay? And so for you guys, it's time to move on from those connections and no longer be restricted and held back. And even like, you know, again, people who just could care less about you, you know, they may call you on the phone and want to tell you their whole life story, but could care less about what you're going through and what you're feeling. And, you know, this could even be family. And I'll tell you, I've had to distance myself from some of my family members. I'll give you a great example. My sister, there was some things, this is probably all the way back in like 2013, 2014 when this particular incident happened. But there was some things that had just happened, and I was actually crying, and she called me. She didn't know I was crying. She just called me, and when I answered, you know, I was kind of happy. Oh, my sister's calling me, you know, like I can talk to somebody about this. And she's like, why are you crying? And I just tried to like explain, and she's like, well, you're the strong one of the family, you're not supposed to be crying, let me tell you all about my drama. I'm literally in tears, upset about some stuff that just happened to me, and that's her explanation. And then she goes into her drama. Like, am I even present mentally and emotionally for that? No. But did she care? No. It was all about her. And so Gemini, if you're experiencing, you know, friendships, family ships, any sort of connections like that in your life, that's not healthy. And I don't care who they are, you deserve better than that. We all deserve better than that. And, you know, notice those things and be willing to let those connections go, because they only hold you back. Or if you've been harboring a lot of emotional baggage and wounds from bad connections just throughout your life, Gemini, it's really time to say, you know what, that's the past. I'm somebody else different today. I'm working on myself, a better version of myself all the time. Therefore, my energy's different, and I have the ability to attract different type of experiences and relationships into my life. And you do. You don't need to be reclusive or not really show anybody your true self and, you know, hide all vulnerability, because Gemini, it is time for true connection and to move out of crazy emotions that stir within you because of just the different people in your life and how they treat you and who they are. Like, it's time to put yourself first, big time with this here. So let's pull an animal spirit and see which animal would like to offer some guidance to this reading, and then we will pull the cards to see which doorway is about to open for you in the next 3 months. But in saying that, Gemini, these are your potential, and it's really up to you, you know, to say, yes, I want that, to claim it, and then move in that direction. Alright, so You guys have the sea otter. Happiness. Yay. Be the master of playful living. Release expectations and enjoy every day. Let worry go and instead choose love. Surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. Oh, could that not be more perfect, Gemini, for this reading so far? Okay, yes, it is time for your happiness. It is time for love. That is your destiny. Claim it, choose it, own it, and do not choose to continue to exist in a past, okay? Because look at what would actually be next. The dragonfly and magic. That's magic times 2. I embrace my transformation. I courageously let go of the past. The magic of nature is in me. I am brilliant and I am blessed. Yes, you are, Gemini. It is time for real connections. It is time to heal emotional wounds. It is time to believe in the magic of you, the magic of the universe. And Spirit's really like Gemini. It's all about relationships and connections for you, and you recognizing which ones hold you back, drain your energy, break your heart, leave you with wounds, and leave those behind and focus on healing, because your good destiny of love is sure. It's time to come out of the dark. It's no longer, don't be a recluse, no lone wolf. There are connections for you, relationships for you that will honor you, Gemini. And man, over the next 3 months, that is the primary focus of this reading and your energy. So let's see what doors are opening. All right, so this jumped just as I started. So for all of you, like, enjoy life. This goes back to happiness. Like, life is going to get good. It's getting better for you, Gemini. It truly is. And I'm telling you, once you stop living in the past and hoping for somebody back who has not changed one bit, and you don't know that, obviously, you hope they have, but they have not. And you just let that go and accept and allow Spirit to bring you in some new connections and love and experiences. You're going to be so happy, Gemini. It leads you to such prosperity. All right, so the doorway is with Divine Feminine is karmic balance. Look at that. Yep, that's things shifting in your favor. So those of you most attracted to Divine Feminine, it's a good karma return coming your way, all right? Now, again, that's potential for all of you, and that I feel energy plays out just based on what I see, but those of you attracted to Divine Feminine, it truly is like a period of your karmic return, a balancing of energies, which is very positive for you. Mother Earth Gaia is offering a doorway to a very lucky streak for Geminis. So those of you attracted to Mother Earth, luck is about to be on your side pretty strongly for the next 3 months. Those of you who are attracted to the angel, look at that. It's a straight up doorway. She is offering the door to open earned opportunity. This is based off of your own energy and efforts, which has a lot to do with this karmic balance, this good karma energy coming into your reality. And lucky streak, that's good karma too. Good karma there. All right, Buddha, keep going. So the doorway through Buddha is giving you a lot of empowerment and strength. Like, you're going to have a breakthrough, some sort of manifestation, which gives you the motivation and encouragement to really believe in yourself and not put up with anybody's crap and be like, you know what? If I have to be alone for 5 minutes to get rid of all these toxic connections, so be it, because I'm rising to a new level where the new connections coming into my life would not resonate with the old ones, because they're of a different consciousness. They love, honor, and respect me, which is not what I've been dealing with. So Buddha is really offering you the empowerment, strength, and motivation for those of you who are really in the struggle of letting the past go or cutting off ties with certain people. So if you were attracted to Buddha, that's like stepping through a doorway of empowerment and encouragement. Lastly, the Divine Masculine is offering you a doorway, and this is watching. So Gemini, Divine Masculine is saying that all these connections, you know, people that you wish cared or treated you differently, or things worked out, or you wish for reconciliation. Listen, as you rise and you work on you, and you believe in the magic of the universe, those people who were toxic, who didn't love and honor and care about you, where you sat alone and waited for an apology, or for them to just miss you and want to work it out, like that you actually mattered to them, they're going to be looking at you. They're going to be watching your social media. They're going to be wishing they were in your life. But Gemini, by that time, you don't care anymore. You don't want them in your world. So those of you who are attracted most to divine masculine, much like Buddha, it's empowerment. But through that gateway, you can guarantee yourself that those toxic relationships that, you have walked away from, or you wished back so badly and they never came, like all of them are going to be watching you, because Gemini, you are elevating, you're going to a much better place. And this is the next 3 months. And as an overall message between all these doorways, Gemini, this is positive karma return for all of you, okay? And it's coming through different ways in your life. But Gemini, it's a positive 3 months. Luck is on your side, okay? Those of you who are most attracted to Gaia, hugely emphasize luck. Things just going in your favor, all right? Those of you with the angel, what's coming your way, you've really worked hard for, okay? And it's like stepping through a gateway of prosperity. Life is so much different, and that's iterated strongly with the 2 Six of Swords in this reading. Gemini. Now, over down here with Buddha and the divine masculine, I'm not surprised, since that is the masculine energy of, what's displayed here, is so much about empowerment and motivation and bringing you back into the place of magic, of life, of living and connection with others. And everybody, Gemini, who screwed you over, they're going to be watching and wishing, like, I wish I was in Gemini's life, because Gemini, you are enjoying life with this coming out. So let's pull some final advice here. All right, communication. So this is your advice, Gemini. And that is, Gemini, this is all about the people where either A, you need to like distance yourself from, like really pay attention to how people are talking to you, what they say to you, what they don't say to you, because that's going to tell you everything you need to know. Like if you really just observe somebody unbiasedly and, listen to every word, every story for like a week, okay, you're going to pick up on a lot of information, especially people who aren't very honest or embellish or overly dramatic, or have ulterior motives and intentions for their interaction with you. It's like it's all in what they say or don't say. And, if you've been feeling like somebody's kind of off, just really observe them and listen to everything they're saying and not saying. And it will tell you all you need to know about them. Also with communication, and, enjoy life. Again, I just feel as you guys are moving on to bigger and better things and just accepting the past and letting it go, not throwing any shade, just doing you, living your life, that's when people start wanting to come back into your reality, okay? And Gemini, like I said, if somebody treated you really terribly in the past, pay attention to all they're saying and doing before you let them back into your reality, because you'll be able to determine and decipher if they've really changed or not. All right. And if they haven't, you don't want to go through all that again, especially now that you are moving into this very beautiful period of prosperity and harmony and good karma for 3 months. Like That's owed to you. You deserve that. Those of you attracted to Divine Feminine and Mother Earth Gaia, it's really strong. And how funny is this? Okay, so on this end of this spectrum, the Divine Masculine, it's all about empowerment and courage and motivation to just do what you got to do, which ultimately elevates you really high. On this side, the Divine Feminine and Gaia, it's all about karmic energies returning, a nice balance and lucky energy, okay? And between the two, with the angel, a door is already open for you, Gemini, okay? All you have to do is walk through it, and walking through it, it's like you've got to leave something in the past behind and just let it go for now. Or there's certain connections in your life right now that can't step through this door with you because their energy is just not up to point. It's not on par for what's beyond this door. But that's for you, Gemini. You've earned this. It's time for you to step up, to feel elevated, to feel honored, to have real, true connections in your life, in your reality, okay? So, Gemini, those are your messages. I am wishing you all the best. Take care.